And hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And on today's video, let's talk about the radios. I think it's time for me to get more serious with the radios and show you guys what I got, because for the past few years I've been using the simple radios, so I think it's the time for me to upgrade to use something much better. So let me show you guys what I've been using so far, and let me show you guys what I got. Alright guys, so there we go. This is the radios that I've been using so far, from a very simple basic one, CB radios, and they really look like more like of a toy radios. Then I had another set of radios, which one of them got destroyed unfortunately, but they're all about the same, the old CB radios. Then I had this Motorola radio. After that I picked up two more Motorola radios. These ones were more of best out of all that I used, but still the signal quality, the sound quality was not the greatest. Presumably they are up to 35-mile range, but I was never able to get even a half a mile out of them unless you're in a clear line. I actually use the radios at work as well, and sometimes when we're in a building within a few floors you cannot hear anything. Also sometimes when you're trying to talk, let me turn them on, and you press it and you hold it and you're trying to talk, all you hear is just a beep. It doesn't talk. You really have to press hard and then it's kind of talks, but it's I don't know, it's very choppy. The sound quality is very choppy, but it's a CB radio. I mean, I guess that's to be expected. But anyways, so let's set this all to the side. Let's not drag this for too long, and let me show you guys what I got, and I'm very excited. I was trying to see something more on the budget side, but still to be more professional, more high-end. I know there is other brands that everybody knows which brands they are, but that was a bit too expensive. And I also wanted to be a handheld radio, because that way you can use it in the truck and outside of the truck on a trail. You don't have to be tying into a truck. You can use it to spot people, or you can use it as you hiking. So let me show you what I got, guys. Alright guys, so this is what I got. It's a Btech radios GMRs-Pro. I know there's a pro radio people out there that know a lot more than me. I'm still new to this. I'm just stepping my foot into the GMRs radios, so I'm very new to it, but I'm very excited. Now I believe this is by American company, so let's open it up. Let's see what it comes with. So as you open it up, right here is the radio itself. The important notice over here: proper use of a GMRs programming app. So it tells you about the app, how to use it. We're gonna look at it later. Now it comes with a little a screwdriver, charging cable. So this, of course, these radios are rechargeable. It comes with a belt clip. Right here is the battery, and right here is the operating manual, which is actually in color and very nicely. Actually, I went through the manual already. I looked through some of the pages. It's very easy to navigate. It's pretty much self-explanatory with a slight learning curve, because for sure the GMRs radios, it's quite a big of step up from a regular CB radios, where you just power it up, pick a channel you want to use, and that's it. These ones are more advanced, and I'm very excited to learn about it. So gonna look at that in a minute. So let's take out the battery. Feels pretty hefty. Now this battery is a 7.4 volt with 2600 milliamp battery, so this should last you a pretty decent amount of time. Here's the radio. Let's put it in. Has a nice click to it. Now first of all, the build quality feels good. This feels like it's doesn't feel cheap. It feels pretty good in hand. Has a nice weight to it. It doesn't feel like it's a cheap plastic. I feel it's made of some aluminum alloy. I could be wrong, but it feels like it's aluminum alloy. It doesn't feel like a plastic. Also, these radios are IP75 rated, so you can use them in the rain. You can drop them in the water and they still gonna be good. They are waterproof, so they feel good. Now the belt bucket actually gets screwed to the radio itself, so that way you can always swap the battery out easy. You don't have to undo the belt and then the belt bucket or anything. This is a charging port for the battery. These radios are actually Bluetooth capable, so to program these radios are very easy. You don't have to use a computer or anything. You don't need to use the cable to program it, to connect it to the computer. All the programming done with the Bluetooth via phone app. So all you have to do is just go to your store and just search for Btech GMRs programming and download it. Once you install the app, you can open up the app. Another cool thing about, there's a lot of cool things about it, but this has a built-in GPS. You can actually use this as a GPS unit when you're out on a trail and you don't have a phone signal on your phone. You cannot use Google Maps to see where you are. With this radio, you're actually gonna be able to see where you are located. Let's power up the radio, just with a simple twist. Of course, it's gonna open up. Also, these radios have a built-in compass. Right now it's off because it still has to be calibrated, but let's connect the radio to our phone and update it, because as you take it out from the box, you need to update it. There is gonna be update on it. Let's go to the menu. We have quite a few settings over here, but what I want to go to is to connect this to the phone. Of course, we have radio settings, we have general settings, we have the no, we have sync settings, tone scanning, GPS status, compass, like I said. So if we go to compass, so to enable the compass, first we have to calibrate it. So we have to put the radio on a flat surface, on an even surface. This is more or less even surface, so let's do that. Move your compass in a V8 shape. So I assume we have to move it like letter 8 to calibrate the gyro, sort of. And there you go. Now we have a compass working. So let's get out from there. Status, pairing. All right, so now once we get to the pairing, let's press OK. And right away, I hope you guys saw that, it popped up on the phone. So let's press yes, and it tells you that a new device updates needs to be, a device firmware needs to be updated. So let's press yes. It's gonna take about, right here it tells you what's new updates. So let's start. So now the update is gonna take a few minutes, so let me do the update and then we'll come back to it.
A few moments later.
So after the software is downloaded, it's gonna transfer the data from the phone to the radio, and then it's gonna ask you to do the installation if you want to do it now or later, the firmware update. So it's gonna go through all of that process, and then we can do all the settings, adjustments through the app on a phone on this radio. It's so convenient, so easy. You don't have to use the computer, you don't have to be connected to the computer. You can do it on the fly, on a trail, anytime, anywhere, because it's a Bluetooth capable. So right here it's asking you, do you want to continue upgrading process? Press yes. The radio is gonna power cycle, do the update. Doesn't take too long. All right, and the update is complete, so let's press OK, and that's it. We are connected. As you can see, the compass is working. It also shows you the time and date. Okay, so now that all is done, all we have to do is just go to the programming right here, and right here we see all the settings. Well, not all the settings, but all the settings that we can hear here. We have all the channels that it has pre-built, from the low power to the high power. And as you can see over here, GMRs-1, if I switch to GMRs-10, it switches over here right away. GMRs-19 switches right away, and the same if I was to do it through the radio itself, changing the settings over here, it changes on the app right away. So that's pretty cool. Now to talk about the radio one more time, we have quite a few buttons over here. Of course, this is our power and the volume button. This button over here and these two actually programmable buttons. You can program them to quite a few settings. It's easier to done through the phone, of course. If we go to this gear selector over here, we go to the programmer buttons. We have button 1, 2 and 3, which are corresponding to this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. Very easy. From a drop down menu we can do different programming, different settings for them, and they have multiple functions. from between a short press, long press, hold, short single press, double click, long press. You can program them to do quite a few things, which is pretty cool as well. Now, since we're over here in general settings, we can see the battery voltage, we can see the firmware upgrade. We have general settings, which we can do all kind of adjustments over here as well. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of radio people over there that know this by heart, with even closed eyes. They can see and do all kind of adjustments. Now, since we're here, once again, we can turn on the radio. We can turn it off. Right here is the radio once again. So that is all pretty cool. Now, another thing, because these radios are Bluetooth capable, you can actually use your phone to talk through the radio to communicate. Why would you want to do that? Let's say you're out on a trail and a signal up in the mountain, a signal reception is not the greatest. For some reason, let's say you're not connecting to any repeaters. You can actually string the radio up on a tree with a rope. That, of course, gonna boost your signal, and you can use your phone to talk through the radio. That's pretty cool as well, because they are Bluetooth capable. And since they are Bluetooth capable, I'm pretty sure you can actually connect them to your truck's Bluetooth radio, and I think you can actually use it to talk through the car's speakers as well. I'm gonna try to test it later, but I can be wrong as usual. Now, another cool function of these radios, you can actually use these radios to send text via GMRs waves. I actually never heard about that before, it's new to me, but you actually can text between these radios. Now, for now, they only can communicate between each other or the other radios that have the same protocol that you can actually send text. And to do that should be pretty easy. You go over here on the text icon, you go to the message. Right here is the messages. You can actually send the text from one radio to another. Now, there is a limit. You cannot send more than one text within 30 seconds, but I mean, this is you're not gonna be texting all the time on the radios. I feel like it's cool function to have, but I feel like you're probably gonna be just talking on the radio more than anything. So there you go. From this radio right now, I just send a text on this radio. You can actually view it over here. Let's see if I can see the right here. It says hello. So that's pretty cool. The text went out. Also, because these are GPS radios, you can share your location from one radio to another since you have a phone connected. I'm sorry about the birds screaming all the time here. There's nothing I can do about it, but looks like they finally flying away. All right, so that works pretty cool as well. These radios are rated to be up to 1 meter or about 3 feet in the water for 30 minutes without any issues. So if you drop them as you're hiking in the water, in a river, on a lake or something, it's gonna be all right. It's nothing gonna happen to them. So I'm very excited to trying these radios out, to testing them, the sound quality, how they gonna be out on a trail when we off-roading with my friends up in the mountains and in the woods and stuff like that. I really want to see how the sound quality of these radios. I'm gonna be testing them out quite a lot. I'm gonna be using them quite a lot. I feel like this is a huge step up from whatever I used before. So the next thing for me gonna be is to testing them out on the field and give you guys my feedback, what I think of them and how they perform. I also would like to find out if any of you guys used these radios before. What do you think of them? How's the sound quality? How they've been working for you guys so far? But I feel like they are pretty good. Just by feel, just by touch, they feel rugged, they feel pretty sturdy. So I feel this is a huge step up. So the next thing to do, of course, is to get out on the trail and start testing them and testing them. I have a lot of off-road trips coming up. I have the East Coast Xterra challenge coming up. I'm gonna be using them a lot over there. And there we go, guys. This pretty much concludes for now my unboxing and initial impression of these radios. Haven't found anything that I don't like yet, but only time will show. Now I want to spend some time and really get into these radios, really use them well and a lot before I produce any video testings of the range, so that's gonna be another video sometimes in the future. I really want to learn about them for now, and then it's gonna be another video where I'm gonna be testing them over multiple period of times, multiple events with my friends, by myself and whatnot. So that's gonna be another video. And also guys, if you have any like tips and suggestions, maybe there is some certain features I need to enable for better longer range or for better sound quality or whatever. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Leave some of it in the comments. I would like to read about it, what else I need and I should do with the radios. Now for the most part, for the majority of these radios, I am really looking into using them on the trails, off-roading, on the campsites. So the distance, I'm not really concerned about the long distance, like for tens of miles. I mean, it's nice to have it, but for the most part it's gonna be between me and my friends in a cars, in a convoy, going off-roading and spotting people, letting them know go right, go left and stuff like that. So for that purpose, I think they're gonna be great. The important thing is to have a really good clear sound quality. That's what I'm looking for. So as always, I'm gonna leave all the links in the descriptions if you guys want to check these radios out, if you want to pick them up, or if you already have this, let me know how you liking it, how you using it, and like I said, what settings I need to enable. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you might find it helpful, and as always, until next time, everybody, bye.